Hey everybody, welcome back to the apartment. It's me and Tom.
Hi.
We were off last week, snow days and kids and vacation and shit, and you don't care. It's cool. But we're back. We're Rexing and Fexing. Not Rexing. Rex and Effects. No, you don't remember that.
Rex and Effects, what is that?
That was exactly. That was if I'm not mistaken, that was a group. That was like a hip hop group. Rex and Effects, and I'm the Effects because I'm the Rucka.
Oh, wait a minute.
That triggered it for you?
I gotta...
Rex and Effects, and I'm the Effects because I'm the Rucka?
I need to hear it. Because I like breakfast food, and I said that weird.
Breakfast food? Rex and Effects food?
I'm going to listen to that next time I make breakfast. Breakfast. Every child, I think I know this because my daughter said breakfast. Or breakfast.
The funny thing is she was actually talking about Brexit when she said that.
Brexit. I haven't done too much research on that. I think I'd choose not to care.
It doesn't. I say this with complete ignorance. It doesn't affect me, so I don't.
Yeah. I got the flat Earth in there early.
I was gonna just skate over it. You just keep bringing it back up. So how's everybody been? Off to a hot start here in the apartment. Yeah.
I feel good. How about you?
I feel good.
Did you have a good weekend?
It was a productive weekend as far as working went. Yeah. It was good. Yeah. Good times. Lots of cold and wind knocking down power lines and.
Oh my God! I'm so happy you brought that up because this was something that I had written down for this specific episode. I don't want to give too much of my friend's business out. However, I hope he's doing okay. No. This is a very fucking serious thing.
Okay.
And something you would only see on the internet. My buddy, who I haven't spoken to him in a while, but he was a roommate with one of my really good friends, so we ended up always hanging out, but you know how the roommate thing, everybody moves away.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was fucking walking home from the store during, when was that storm, the windstorm?
Recently?
Yeah.
A couple days ago.
It's 3 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Walking home from the store around maybe 10 at night, and the fucking wind blew over a street lamp post and landed on my friend and broke his back.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And
where was this? Here, obviously.
I don't
or was it
remember
not
where.
Necessarily in
No, it's in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo. Okay.
It was he lived next door to it was my friend Danny and my friend Corey, and they lived next door to each other on Virgil in North Buffalo.
Jesus Christ.
And we would go over. Do you know what I mean? I saw them every day, and this shit. And it just
broke his back. How severe? What's the deal?
He went into emergency surgery.
Fuck you.
Yeah. And
dude,
I don't want to laugh at him. I'm not laughing at him.
This is gonna get dark quick.
I'm not laughing at him, but it's just a fucking lamppost, and not only
a light stand with big green ones with the fucking that hangs out over the street.
I know.
Or one of the straight. I mean, either way,
it was a straight one.
Okay.
Or a street lamppost fell out of the ground and landed on my friend. You know what I mean?
And it didn't just timber over like a tree. It was pushed over by the wind.
It was blown over by the wind,
which was 70 miles an hour.
So I went on. I don't have a Facebook anymore, but again, our friend, we were all so he messaged me and he's like, "Oh my God, holy shit!" And he sends me this photo of Donnie in with the neck brace on, bruised as fuck, and it's just in typical fashion of him. He's like, "A fucking street lamp fell over and I broke my back," and it's just
The way you set that up, I imagine Wile E. Coyote crushed underneath an anvil.
Yeah. But it's just really funny how that was his reaction. And I was just like, oh my God.
Guess that's my luck. It's is it your luck? Do you get hit by a lamppost?
I don't know how to get a hold of him. It's been forever and I don't have a Facebook anymore. So
I mean, you got to know somebody who knows somebody who can get a hold of him.
I'm pretty sure I could just hit up my friend who he hit up. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But I would never be able to imagine that. That's something you only see on.
Here there are people I was working with yesterday. Was like, yeah, I haven't had power at my house in 2 days. I'm like, this dude's fucking back is broken.
Right.
Here I was, minding my business, walking down the street, got jumped by a lamppost.
Just kicking, walking home from the store, munchies, pot, ready to go. Lamp.
Yeah, I don't love lamp so much anymore.
Lamp.
Brick. Jesus.
Yeah, it's insane. I feel really bad.
Honestly, and as much as that sucks, I'd still take that over hurricanes, giant spiders, earthquakes, all the rest of the country, all the shit they deal with, tornadoes.
Yeah.
Like, you get some wind and you might get fucked with some snow for a minute. Buffalo's still pretty chill.
Yeah. The occasional street lamp will fall on you.
Okay. That's the first I've ever even heard of that. So
I'm waiting for it to be on the news. It's got to be on the news. Like, that is not like...
If that kid's car last year that got iced over at Lakeside, where it literally got frozen to the ground and covered in ice and they had to dump a bunch of rock salt on it and use a tow truck to pull it out of the spot, got onto the news, this kid getting hit by a fucking lamppost while walking down the street in a windstorm has got to be on the fucking news.
It's got to be. Again, we were joking last night and I was like, I don't want to laugh at him. I'm not like he's laughing. I was like, but dude, there's got to be street cameras somewhere that caught that.
What? I guess it depends on where. If it's a side street.
I wish I knew where, like.
If it's like in North Buffalo on Virgil or something like that over there, like there's no fucking streets. There's no cameras over there.
Oh my God. He broke his back. Donnie, I hope you're all right,
dude,
man.
That's fucked. That's Jesus.
How do you even Google search that? What do you, kid broke his back?
Broken back lamppost Buffalo windstorm? I don't know.
Windstorm Buffalo 2019.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Injuries, deaths, accidents.
Apparently there's no space in between windstorm, so that might play a factor.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, I don't think so, man. I wish.
Well, Donnie said his name is right.
2 injured by falling light pole during windstorm.
Get the fuck out. Holy shit. Let me see this.
Oh my God. I hope. According to Buffalo's fire commissioner, 2 people have been injured by falling light poles. One of the incidents occurred at Niagara and Garfield. Fire Commissioner William Ronaldo said those injuries were not severe. I don't know about if this is it, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flying debris out there, branches coming down.
I don't know if it was not severe, but your friend is in a neck brace.
He was in a neck brace with a broken back.
Like with a broken back, then definitely it was, I'd say, severe.
Yeah, right.
Is there a video?
What's going on?
No deaths as a result of this storm, but the city of Buffalo has reported 2 injuries that happened today. According to Buffalo's fire commissioner, 2 people were injured by falling light poles. We had a photographer on scene after one of those poles came down at Niagara and Garfield streets. Commissioner William Ronaldo says those injuries weren't severe, but there's more than just light poles coming down.
There's a lot of flying debris out there, a lot of branches coming down, trees coming down.
Yeah, I don't care about this guy. But yeah.
Literally, it's everything you just read anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that fucking
I just
sucks,
would like
dude.
to know.
Donnie, if you're out there listening, bro, hit Tommy up. Hit him up.
I know, right?
Yeah, I wanted to say this to you, too. At the end of every show, we'll recap. We say, how can you find you? We tell you where you are. Your Instagram is private. It's like nobody can even look at your shit.
Yes. Now it's fucking private.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Right. For like the past few weeks, it's like, all right, Tom, how can they find you? Blah, blah, blah. We give out the address, and I'm like, I went to share something to you that I wanted to share. Maybe, I don't know, I don't know however you share to a person, and it gave me a little disclaimer at the bottom and said that only people who are friends with Tom will be able to see this, because it was something that you had posted.
Yeah.
Whatever it was something you had posted. And so I'm like, oh, all right. So we're just kind of giving that away for nothing.
Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable still.
Hey, it's all right, man.
It's so weird. The last 7 years, my privacy has been invaded so hard on all sorts of occasions.
I mean, well, how do you think Hillary Clinton feels? Come on. That's just a dumb throwaway joke, everybody. Calm down. Everybody fucking relax. So I was driving the other day. This is completely separate topic. And I don't know what made me think of it. But whatever happened to spinning rims? Weren't those the biggest fucking thing in the world for a minute?
That, like...
Dude, when you watched Overhauling on Discovery or whatever that was on, or you watched, what was the Pimp My Ride? Dude,
Yeah.
every car had spinning
You know
rims.
what's crazy,
There were
dude?
spinning rims.
That's a true statement. I forgot about fucking spinning rims.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Nobody has spinning rims anymore.
Wow.
I thought to myself, like, it was like, if you had spinners, like, that was fucking crazy.
And the Walmart spinners, remember those things?
I do. That's what made me think of it, I think.
Oh my god.
Going into the automotive section with those plastic fucking wheel covers that go over your aluminums or over your steelies, and then I just had the plastic spinner bullshit.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. I actually saw a really funny video of one of those like car shows, like those street car shows.
Yeah.
And a dude was like showing off, and he whips his car, but his brakes were so awesome that
The wheels just kept.
the frame stopped, but like the upper half of the car kept going. And, like, the tires, like the whole car just like split in half, and it was just like, oh
Jesus.
shit. Can you imagine having brakes like that? Like the
Well,
brakes in my car are so touchy. Let alone
I've seen videos of like trucks and like old muscle cars when they're not built well.
Yeah.
And the rear end comes off because the differential breaks. You ever seen that? Where they're driving and all of a sudden it goes, "Woo," and the back end just fucking shoots off the back of the car, the wheels.
like in a James Cameron film.
What are you referencing?
I don't know, action movies.
James Cameron
Like
is known
where
for
it's
action movies?
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like like the back end pops up and the wheels pop off because the differential that just
Yeah.
connects the rear wheel drive just breaks and pops off. I've seen it happen on like people like mod their trucks and stuff. Or I've
Yeah.
seen it on like
Oh,
old
okay,
muscle
okay,
cars,
yeah.
like old Camaros and shit. When they don't do a good job with it, it breaks loose,
That would suck. Like
and then the spinners just keep going.
and Pimp My Ride. This dude's car was such a piece of shit that it was like two different cars that were welded together in the middle.
I remember that episode. It was crazy. They're just like, this is not safe on any level. You should never drive
a
this.
new car, man.
So they got him like a Scion XB,
Yeah.
the big QB boxy one, and
Yeah.
they pimped that out. And it was like, I think Exhibit said he actually paid for the car himself. He
Oh,
goes,
that's
I paid it
crazy.
out of pocket. Like he said it on the show, so I don't know if it's true. But he's like, the guys are going to still do the thing. The show's going to pay for this, but I'm buying this guy a car.
What are the details behind it? Like, aren't those people like hit with like the tax and shit? Don't you-
I think they are hit with all the taxes and stuff on those things. I think
Like
that
when-
was one of the arguments.
like when Oprah gave away all those cars and shit, didn't people were like,
I think because it's a gift, you have to. Yeah, it's like when you go on, Price is Right or Wheel of Fortune or any of those shows where you get money. Like, you think if you fucking win, Let's Make a Deal. Was it Let's Make a Deal? No, what's the one? No. What's the one with the suitcases? Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
And you win the $1 million case. You think you take home $1 million?
well, no.
They get taxed like fucking crazy.
Yeah, but
Well, you're saying when it's a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you're still paying the taxes and stuff on it, I think.
wow, that's crazy. Well,
Unless the show factors that in and then they hand you cash on the side and
like,
you have to write it off somewhere else.
I'm gonna go to your show, Ellen or Oprah. If you ever come back, just don't give me anything.
Yeah.
I'm
Bees,
okay.
boy.
I'm okay to be there.
Have you ever seen that meme?
No,
It's actually a GIF, whatever. We still haven't decided which one it is.
I'm pretty sure it's a GIF.
Where Oprah's got her arms up and
Or a
she's
GIF.
just going
GIF.
like,
It's a
she's
GIF.
the double hand wave high up and she's like, bees! And it's just like you see bees flying out over the audience.
No, I've never seen that. But everybody says it's a GIF or GIF, and then I'm pretty sure that's.
I think it's a GIF. We don't need to go
I
over
don't
this
feel like
again.
go over it.
It doesn't. I don't. I just like, I don't know. I thought about the spinning rims thing, and I was like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, that was the shit.
Yeah, people loved
People
it.
pay $5,000 a rim. They put $20,000 in rims on their cars. That was a whole Chris Rock bit. He goes about white people invest in stock portfolios and real estate, and black people put their money into rims.
Yeah.
He goes, black people put rims on a toaster.
I'm okay with my stock rims. I don't need the rims.
Yeah,
or the 20s, although it would be kind of gnarly to have a fucking.
I lease. I'm giving it right back. Here, these are the
I'm gonna take the
factories.
tires back, and then you guys can have that
That's
back.
fine. I don't need to do that shit.
Talking about cars and stuff and fucked up trucks. There was one time we had a really good show, and I wanted donuts, and I made our bus driver stop at Dunkin' Donuts. So we took this exit, which was a loop, right? And then we crossed over the street, and then we took another loop, and then we pulled into Dunkin' Donuts. Everybody got off the bus. We're all having a good time. Stone. Everybody gets like dozens of donuts each. So we get back on.
Dozens each?
We went to town.
Fucking
I'll never
savages.
forget this day.
Okay, go on. Happiest moment of his life. Forget
It
about it.
wasn't. You know what? It
Forget
was
about his
weird.
kid being born. It was the donuts.
But everybody boards. We get back on. We take the loop. We cross the street. We take the other loop. We go on. We're about like 4 or 5 minutes on the road, and we get a call from our guitar tech, Adrian. He's like, yo, you guys fucking left me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we're like, oh, my God, okay. So we turn around. We get back on that loop. We cross over. We loop again. And we go down. We pick up Adrian. We go back on the loop. We cross over. Huge fucking accident.
Oh, and then you're stuck.
Yeah, huge accident. Like, in the span of going back on the loop,
10 minutes,
stopping, Adrian getting on the bus, we go back, we hit that loop, and then that second loop, there was a tractor trailer. There were no cops. There was nothing.
Because it just happened.
Yeah, engulfed in flames. It was
Jesus.
like not.
But it would have been way behind you had he been on the bus. Like, you guys would have been gone. It wouldn't have been a thing you would have run into.
Yeah, we would have never seen it if he was on the bus. But it was that super intense fast flame. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it was just like,
was it a tanker?
Yeah, it was a tractor trailer, dude. It was on its side.
Right, but was it like a tanker full of gasoline or something?
No, it was just a normal.
Okay,
yeah,
it wasn't. Okay.
It was just fucking engulfed in flames, and our bus driver was on the radio.
Yeah.
The driver was okay. Just there was like a weird spark leak, something.
Shit.
But it was just insane, and like we had missed it by like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but it was just kind of that story just reminded me of it. It was just like we drove by, but the driver was okay. Our bus driver was like, "We had just missed that." So,
Jesus,
yeah, it was intense, but I'll never really forget that. That was cool, sort of.
Well, as long as everyone's all right, I guess it's good, right?
Donuts saved lives.
Donuts saved lives, everybody. Eat more whole foods.
Yeah,
get it? Because donuts have holes in them sometimes.
Speaking of eating food.
My son has a t-shirt that has that on and it's cute. Whatever, shut up. Anyway, go on. Speaking of Whole Foods?
No, I had to so everybody had off from school this week.
Yeah.
So nobody was in the school at work.
Oh, so no Sharpies?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
No free Sharpies for Tom?
So what ended up happening is we all kind of went super hard and clean like the first 2-3 days, and then so Thursday and Friday were like kind of like easy going, but everybody called off on Friday, so it was just myself and my mom's friend Gina who was working. So I ended up falling asleep. I don't want to like talk about this in the air, but like,
well, I mean, it's out there now, man.
Well, I fell asleep for maybe about 10 minutes. Right.
He was standing up with his face on a broom, kind of like Beetle Bailey.
But I was sitting in the break room, and like I just got freezing. You know, when you're just sitting there for a while.
Because they don't. Do they not even turn the heat on during like when
in the staff area they do.
Oh, do they?
But I was just still freezing because I was just sitting there. So like I put my head down and I just fell asleep. But then I was just super uncomfortable. Like it was literally like 10 minutes later. So I woke up. My mom's friend is gone. Right, I'm like, oh, she's probably doing whatever. 2 hours goes by, I'm still in this school by my fucking self, and I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? You know, the third hour goes by, and I'm still by myself. I can't find my mom's friend anywhere. And
do you have her phone? Can you call her?
Nobody was answering, nothing.
Okay, you were trying.
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, I'm looking everywhere for this woman, and I found her like maybe about 25 minutes later.
So you're through about 3.5 hours after you passed out for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and there she was, just asleep in the nurse's office on the thing.
Oh my god!
And I was like, well, it's like I like this job.
Well, look, guys,
I was like, we cleaned super fucking hard.
They did all the clean. The kids weren't there to perpetually make the place messy. They did the job. It's fine.
It was like seriously, like we went to fucking town. Like the dude Greg like kept buffing all the floors, and like just I kept going back.
You could fucking see yourself in it.
Yeah, dude. Like I would like go back and like wipe the walls down and like just like hit extra paint spots. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just like there was nothing else to do.
He was as thorough as possible,
and everybody else called off, and there was just two of us. And like I don't know, but I just thought it was funny. She's like, "Oh, I didn't want to wake you. I was doing my nails." And I was like, "Well, where were you?" And she's like, I was cleaning my rooms, and I didn't have the heart to tell her that. I was like, I saw you sleeping.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you get paid, right?
Yeah.
Can't be mad about it.
Side note, Apple AirPods, do they sound better? Did we talk about this?
Dude, because you were texting me about it. I think didn't you tweet something like, I don't.
Yeah. Seriously, I thoroughly enjoy the cord because people look at me
And they
then
know.
they just keep walking. Like, yeah.
You know what though? You say that, right? I have the corded ones, right? I have an SE. Like I still have the fucking earphone jack on it, right? That's how old my shit is. I work at 2 different places where I will wear them in the morning when I'm setting stuff up. People will begin to have a conversation. I'm talking coworkers, not a guest that doesn't know. We're not open yet. Doors are locked still, right? Coworkers and management will come up to me and begin to have a conversation. I'm not even looking at them, but I can tell, you can kind of tell someone's like just in your periphery that they're seeing you and they don't know whether or not you see them.
Can I give you some advice?
They're talking and I'm just like, and I'll look up and go, oh, hang on a second. And they'll start their conversation again. Before you pull the fucking thing out of your ear, they're saying it again. And I'll go, hang on. Go. Like now pull them out. Go. I don't understand how this is a thing.
You know what you do? You continue
To ignore them?
Yes. Yes, because then eventually they'll tap you and they'll be like, oh, he's got headphones in. And
Right.
then they'll tap
And then
you.
they'll
And
right,
then you'll
so-
be
so
forced to be like,
which if,
fuck.
no. And I've done that. I've went with that. They've tapped me and I go, oh, hang on a second. And they'll still start again before I get them out of my ears.
Yeah, maybe you should just get yourself some white cords.
That's what it is.
Oh,
that's
what
what
are
I
they
have.
called? What are they called?
What do you mean?
You called them something.
The regular headphones.
You said
earbuds.
CS or something like that.
My phone is an SE.
Oh,
It's an iPhone SE.
I thought that was like, there's specific names for that? They're
No,
not
no, no.
called
This
pods?
phone is an SE, so it's modeled after the 5 and 5S.
Yeah.
So it's the smaller one, and it still has an earphone jack on it.
That's sweet.
Like that's how old my phone is. So
I like
don't. I mean,
those.
I could use your AirPods, but to that point, having the cord doesn't always benefit me because people still fucking start a conversation anyway.
Yeah.
However, to your original question, I do understand that people, and Rogan, I'm going to mention him again. He has said that I guess the AirPods are superior sound quality. They sound way better.
Yeah, for sure. Like, but,
And they keep charged for like days. I
but
guess
I hate how expensive they are.
they're like $100. Most Bluetooth headphones that are decent are around $100 anyway. Those
you ask me-
Bose ones, Sennheiser, they all make them.
I would rather just get myself some over the ears, good ass Bose headphones. But at the same time, there's just something about the
Well, newer,
the
but the newer,
microphone
the
right
idea
here,
though
like-
is the newer phones don't have a headphone jack, so you can't use them. Unless you're talking about like a Beats.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about? Look at your phone. There's no headphone jack on there.
Yeah, but I have a thing. They give the new phones come with an
Oh,
adapter.
the adapter. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay,
I was
but
like-
you can use that, but you can't charge at the same time unless you have a separate dongle. Is the
Yeah, which is so dumb.
dongle.
Dongle is probably an offensive word in another language.
No, that's for you, Chelpak. Even though I know you don't listen.
Dongle.
Dongle and chassis.
Dongle.
Don't worry about it.
Chastity belt.
No, I was gonna go off on another tangent, but no. So we were talking about cars. It's cold outside. So and I remember, what did it get down to, like -12 a couple weeks ago or something like crazy?
Something.
And there was that. I don't know if you saw that there was an article or a couple that came out where they were talking about how in the Northeast where it gets super cold, the Teslas, the batteries are dying super quick because of how cold it is outside.
Oh man.
And I encountered this with my phone. Holly and I went to a Sabres game a few months ago, and we were outside waiting for an Uber, and my phone, which was at like 87% when we left the arena,
Yep.
dropped to 20% within minutes and then shut off on me within 2 more minutes after that.
It happens in the heat too.
Right. And I didn't think about that. But I'm like, the cold never occurred to me. And here's why it didn't occur to me. Do you remember doing this when you were younger, your parents doing this? When you had extra AA, AAA, C, D batteries, whatever, that you put them in the refrigerator because they kept them fresh longer? Do you remember that being a thing?
No.
All right, let me refresh you on it. Let me drop a little knowledge. That was a thing, at least that my family did. My aunts, uncles, my dad, we kept the batteries in the fridge because, oh yeah, it keeps them fresh longer. It stops them from draining just from simply existing because of the cold. Well, how does that fucking make sense if you walk outside in negative degree temperatures and your phone battery zaps and a Tesla battery drops off right away?
It's probably a new source of energy, dude.
Unless, that's what I say, unless like most batteries, like disposable or like nickel cadmium or whatever.
Well,
And these are all rechargeable batteries, and maybe it's because these are rechargeable that it's a
probably
different
because it's
thing in it.
rechargeable, and those batteries that they made back then, unless it's the same, and
Those
the
haven't- I
lithium
don't-
and shit
Well,
is all the same.
Yeah, some of them are lithium. There's lithium ones now, but the ones that they used to be,
They don't make the stuff the same anymore.
I guess that's true. But to the point where like you could put them in the fridge and they would stay. And I will admit that when I would check them, because do you remember when the packaging had the thing on it? So like specifically usually for AA, if you get like an 8-pack of them, in the middle of the plastic, top to bottom, there were these 2 touch points that you could touch the battery
Okay,
to.
I was just about to say, do you remember when they came out with those fucking batteries? That was the coolest thing in the world.
You could press either they had them on the
And it
batteries.
had a little bar that would go, yeah.
They had them on the batteries, or they had them before they put them on the actual battery. They were in the packaging. You would just press it together, and it would just show you if it had a charge on it or not. It would just close a circuit, and there was like a little gel meter, or whatever the fuck it was. I'm just wondering if that's the difference. If it's just what they were made out of.
It's got.
But they would be in the fridge, and we'd test them. And they go, oh yeah, these have been in here for 6 months or whatever, and they're still good. And even though the packaging says good till 2020 or whatever, it's always a couple of years down the road. Those things will die off in 6 months if they don't get used all the time. That's bullshit. The freshness date is garbage.
Right? It's energy.
But I just thought it was funny where they were talking about the Tesla batteries dying, which given what happened with my cell phone, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But then I'm remembering that we used to put batteries in the fridge when we were kids. Because that's something they said to do, like whoever quote unquote they is.
We never
Zimzer.
We never did that.
No? Yeah, that was a thing in my house.
Crazy.
Same thing with super glue. You put the super glue in the fridge.
That I could see being like a thing.
But why?
That's a question for your parents.
I don't think they fucking knew why. They just did it because they read
it.
Because Dear Abby said, I recommend doing this. Bitch, what do you know about super glue and batteries?
Who's Dear Abby?
Wow. Dear Abby is a column. It's a nationally syndicated newspaper column where you would write in and ask for advice.
Oh.
And her name was Abby, and you'd write, Dear Abby, my husband's, I think he's cheating on me, or whatever bullshit it was.
Misconnections at Craigslist.
Not remotely the same. Completely different thing.
Very scary place.
That I agree with. But
very scary. Yeah. It's very dark.
Well, Shred and Reagan used to read those all the time. I don't know. I haven't listened to terrestrial radio in fucking forever, but that used to be like a staple of their show.
Whoa, what is it? Terrestrial radio?
Terrestrial radio.
Say that 4 times
Terrestrial
fast.
radio. My ability to speak clearly and succinctly
terrestrial radio
has completely tanked in the last 10 years.
Why?
I don't know. Laziness in my tongue, maybe? Maybe I just got a fatter face. When I used to do commercials for radio, like back in the day, like I was pretty good. I was almost as good as Micro Machines Man. Like I was good.
Micro Machines Man. Speaking of Micro Machines Man, and
let's go all over the map today. Continue.
How does one go about getting the job in the remote control car commercials? Remember the dude controlling the car that's jumping. I want that.
The guy who
job.
actually does the shit off site that they record, or the kid that just is twisting the knobs and it's not really doing anything?
No, fuck that kid. I want the dude controlling the car. How do you get that job?
I don't know.
That is the coolest job in the world.
Is it specific to that, or is it just some guy on the commercial set and they're just like, all right, what else? You do horse riding, right? Horseback riding. So you do your own stunts. You know how to fly a helicopter. Oh, and you do remote control RC cars? Cool. All right, we need you for this one.
We need an RC car commercial. Oh, that would be so cool. Dude. Come on.
I'm so far removed from television and what commercials are today that I don't even know anymore.
Those commercials aren't even around anymore.
That's what I didn't think so, but like I said, I have no idea. I never look at TV.
What was it called? Tyco RC?
Tyco RC was one of them. That was a less expensive one. There used to be. I wonder if it's still
They're not around anymore. Where the fuck are they?
There was a
you
place.
Can't even go to a Toys R Us anymore. Son of a bitch.
There was a place. I think it's called Niagara Hobby, and they had like a caboose of a train out front, and it's out Walden near the Galleria. It's Walden and Union, I think. It's like right there. And they used to have there's like a kind of like a warehouse. I think that's like part of the store that's like just adjacent to it, where they actually used to have an indoor high-end RC.
I want a bike. No, I'm teasing.
Oh, fuck you. He was so excited. His face was lighted up. I'm like, there's no way he's that happy about a free coffee. roll up the window rim, bitch. Roll up the rim to rim. Jesus
Roll
Christ.
up the rim.
Wow. Dude.
Roll up the rim to win.
Roll up the rim to win. I feel like that was an ad campaign for a while, which is really racist. But anyway, rim. So they had an indoor RC car like rally track, like a speed race track for people who would spend hundreds of dollars. Josh was into this for a minute. We spend hundreds of dollars on these remote control cars, like where you could change out suspensions and springs and tires and like everything. Hundreds of dollars. And they would race these. They had a gas powered series, but a lot of them were still the electric ones because the electric motors are actually still faster, especially now.
Crazy.
I mean, look at a Tesla. Yeah. Like the fastest fucking production cars in the world.
That's crazy. The guy's like, Like a real Tyco RC car.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like that was a thing. And Josh was like, Josh gets when he gets obsessed with shit. He gets obsessed with it. Like when we were bowling, like after band practice, he got so into it. Like he bought the bag and the ball and had it custom engraved and drilled. And he bought like the polishing stuff and the glove and the powder and he just in the shoes. He got into it. He just gets into stuff.
That's
Did the
funny.
same thing with the remote control cars. He's like, for a minute he was so big into darts. And just playing darts, we would just go out to bars. He was like, yeah, no, I kind of want. He just gets into shit, and he bought this custom set. I don't know if it was a custom set, but it was like maybe like a mid-range set of like nice, weighted darts, real metal tips. You can't play it like with the plastic like arachnid games. So you had to have a real dartboard.
Yeah.
And I think he left him at a bar one time we were at, and he was super bummed about it.
No.
He left him on top, and we went back in like maybe he went back the next day when they were gone. But he's that kind of person who just gets so into something. He's just like, I want to go full bore into this. I'm like, are you serious? He was really, there's this anime show called Initial D, which is basically, it's Japanime. It's set in Japan. And it's these guys who are these people. I think it's all guys in the show really, who are drift racing. Right. And there's this guy who has an 86. They call it the 86. It's 86. I want to say Toyota something or other. And the car didn't have a ton of horsepower, but it was really well balanced because it was almost a mid-engine car. And the guy who drove it in this show that I remember him making us watch, who was the most successful was this guy who was he was the grandson of a pizza delivery boy who had learned how to drive from his grandfather. And he was killing this dude. This guy had like a Mazda RX-6 or RX-7, one of the ones with the 350 horse rotary engines in it that are crazy powerful. And he kept just smoking this dude. And he wasn't even trying. He wasn't even competing with him. He was just driving down the road. He's like, oh, there's that guy again. And there was this technique that he had. I don't remember what it was that made him win. Like all the time. He was super efficient. And a car with like half the horsepower. And Josh had an Acura RSX at the time, which is a front wheel drive car. If you know anything about drift racing, you need a rear wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Or possibly all wheel drive I think might also work. But I think
I don't know anything about it.
I think it's supposed to be rear wheel specifically.
I thought it was just the one left wheel that you needed. I'm just teasing.
Okay. But he's like, yeah, I want to start drift racing. And he goes, you want to do it with me? I'm like, I have like an 87 Buick LeSabre. There's no way that's working. He's like, no, you'll ride with me. I'm like, dude, I'm adding 300 pounds almost. I'm at the time 250 of weight to your car, which is slowing you down.
That's
one.
why I asked
So then
you.
two, you have a front wheel drive car. And apparently he had some kind of master plan to turn it into a rear wheel drive car, so he could drift race. And it never came to fruition. I don't believe. And since then, I think that car got wrecked in an accident. Sadly.
Oh man. Maybe he asked you for a reason though.
But he's the kind of person who goes full bore into stuff. He bought like these awesome, like super expensive custom rims for it and shit.
Yeah.
And I just
Did he have that car when
we were when we played together. He had it back then.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he had it for a long time.
Sorry.
That's right. But he's just that kind of person. Like he's the kind of person who has the mindset that he gets into something so hard that he turns it into a business, and now he's a successful gym owner. Like it's like it took. He wasn't going to be a world class dart champion. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to be the best bowler on earth. But he has that mentality where he goes like Rogan goes into whatever he does 120%.
Yeah. That's funny.
It's admirable for sure.
I do that with stupid shit like learning card magic
I
tricks.
really say it's just like. Really into like you keep posting pictures of different. Are you finding different decks? Did you find them?
Every so often, like if I have to go to Walgreens, I'll just like run in there.
So you weren't bullshitting. We talked about this a few weeks back, where you said we should go do a show where we go to different places and just find cards. And I'm thinking, is there a store that carries just Magic cards, like cards for Magic, not the Gathering? And you're like, no, just like Walgreens. I'm like, fucking Walgreens? And you keep posting these pictures of these crazy decks out of Walgreens.
Yeah, sometimes like it's turned into a thing like where some of my friends will get me a deck now. So it's just like kind of cool because they're like $4, $5, whatever.
Much,
so like
right?
you'll just waltz into it like, oh shit. Like the other day, I went to go hang out with my buddy Corey Perla and I was like, it's fun. I'm like, I'll bring over some fucking donuts and some Doritos. So I went to Walgreens and I always check the cards. And then if there's a deck of cards that's like fun to cap, I'll just catch it.
Huh.
Yeah. So
it's like Tom's real big into Pokemon, so
no.
Let's just collect those.
I don't know why.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I have a deck of cards right here, which is really funny.
You have one every episode now. There's always one on the table.
Yeah, because it's like the stress ball.
Is it the stress ball?
It's like a stress ball. It's a thing like you know, what are those things?
It's a hard-boiled egg that you put on the desk when you're at work.
Yeah.
Squeeze it when you have any tension.
Egg.
Frank, that's just an egg.
But hey, I had a fun weekend. I know we're kind of weirdly backtracking. The reason I'm backing it up is I went to 90s karaoke at the Rec Room. And it was just really funny because they had a Post Malone song at the 90s karaoke song.
That doesn't seem right.
And Jeff was in the band. Jeff Saw, my friend.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? Fuck Jeff. I hope somebody picks a Post Malone song tonight because he doesn't know how to play that song on guitar. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really funny. So I'm just like, I hope to God somebody plays it. And somebody played it.
Which song was it? Better Now?
Yes. Yes.
The only Post Malone song that I know, by the way.
Yeah, right.
That's the only one that I know of.
But at 90s karaoke night.
Right, that doesn't make sense at all.
No, it was just really funny and just stupid and fun to poke fun at.
It's like 20 years later.
Yeah.
It's 20 years later.
It was super funny.
That guy's 20 years old. You know what I mean?
Is he really only 20 years old?
No, but he's young. He's no more than 30. He's no more older than you guys.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't gauge people's age anymore.
I don't understand those rappers anymore. If I had to choose one, I would probably choose Post Malone. Just because Dude
can actually sing.
It's the only dude I know.
I give him that credit. Like, Dude can actually fucking sing. Like, I respect that.
I guess so.
No, he really can.
I've only listened to Better Now.
I mean, there might be some auto tuning in there, but I think there is with everybody now.
Yes.
Just like production wise, they won't have you sing it 7 times. Like, well, I guess it depends on the producer.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the producer.
I bet you Steve Albini makes everybody sing everything.
I don't know who Steve Albini is.
Steve Albini did. Which Nirvana record did he do?
Oh,
he's done so many. You know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's awesome. And he's really, I mean, as far as a producer goes, he's crazy affordable. It's like $800 a day, which is cheap.
He probably just loves music. He's probably the only last rock and roller alive.
The cool thing about him, because he was on with Maron, early last year, so like over a year ago, I think he was on Mark Maron's podcast, and a couple other people have been on since who've worked with him to talk about working with him. And he goes, you know, his thing is just about making whatever you're doing sound the best possible. He doesn't produce any. You come in, you're practiced, your songs are written, and they're finished. That's what he wants you to come in with.
Yeah.
And whatever you play is going to sound the best it's ever going to sound coming from him.
Oh. See, that's how he producer to me. Like, I just got flustered.
You guys had a lot of help on that first record, right? Not help, but like he helped you kind of craft the songs and stuff.
Yeah, we were like 15 and 16. We had no idea what that really meant.
And then you were only a few years older when you walked into the studio the next time, and
it started off fun.
Goldman, what the hell's his name?
Feldman
did basically that same thing, just was a dick about it.
He only worked with acoustic guitars and shit, and then it just kind of started. We're Matt Squire. We sat down, we went through part to part, and this dude Steve, it's just like practiced. It is just really funny. He did all the Foo Fighters records too, right?
Done a couple.
He did in what is it? Shape and Color or whatever the fuck.
The Color and the Shape.
Yeah. Did he do that one?
I think
I have right.
Yeah,
here.
look up real quick. Because I know the one that they just did most recently, I want to say, was the one they did with Bob Rock. And they recorded it in Dave's garage that they turned into a studio.
Yeah.
And it was all analog. It was all 2-inch tape.
Wait, that's not the same dude?
No, Bob Rock and Steve Albini are two very different dudes.
Huh.
Bob Rock's the guy that did, he did a bunch of shit before, but he's probably most well known, at least for me, for doing the Black Album for Metallica. It took them 2 years to record, and like they had a couple divorce,
Gil Norton.
So that's not him.
No.
Steve Albini. Google him real quick in his discography, because I know he did. Fuck, I can't remember. No, he did. He did In Utero.
Songs about fucking.
He did In Utero, and I know that he and Butch Vig, who did Nevermind, have always had this battle between the two of them, like a real one, not like it's whatever. Well, Kurt liked ours better, he liked mine better. They're like, no, fuck you. Kurt liked mine better. No, fuck you. This was a better record. Like, they hate each other.
Oh my god. Producer beef. That's kind of funny, huh?
But if you listen to Nevermind, super glossy, highly, highly, highly produced. If you listen to In Utero, sounds incredible, but there's a lot of room. There's a lot of breathing room.
Yeah.
I know Chris was I think Chris Novoselic talked about it at some point, or maybe Dave too, that he had taped just large old German microphones just to the walls around the studio space while they were recording. So you got all this great ambient noise that he was able to mix into it. So you can tell it just feels more live.
This dude has way too much to even like.
Steve Albini?
Yeah,
crazy amounts. Dude's done a shit. Like I said, he's stupid affordable.
I don't want to rip on anybody's techniques and stuff like that, but just on opinion of my own and stuff like that. When we were recording the first record, he put a mic in the corner.
Yeah, I know. You hated that fucking mic.
I don't, because I can hear the room and I can hear it on the snare drum. It's like weird. I don't like it.
He wanted the room acoustics.
He did, but it worked. He loves it, and everybody else likes it except for me. I don't know why. I just hear it. I just hear the corner of that fucking room.
Because you've heard it soloed out so many times, you know exactly what it sounds like, not blended in?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I just hear it. I don't know. That's one of the things. It's this, and I can't stand it. I'm just like, what the?
It's on the snare crack, right?
It's the snare hit, and it's like
there's the delayed that happens afterwards because it's however far away it was. So there's whatever the time physical distance equals.
It's like
the time delay.
A 0.3 second later. Do you know what I mean? Like the half a millisecond, whatever it is. It's like the actual snare hit, and then it happens.
I love talking about shit like this. Most people who listen to this have no idea what we're talking about.
No, they'll probably have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
It's sound.
No, and that you and I have been back and forth on it because I told you that I think it sounds really good, and you're like, I fucking hate that mic. It's all right, man. It's all good.
It's opinions.
Yeah.
Opinions. I hope it doesn't offend anybody. And then what's really funny is I brought it up to, what the fuck is his name? His name is Paul Levitt. When an old band of mine worked with him, I was like, I don't know how I felt about that. And he did it too. And he put it on my snare drum. And I was like, come on. But it just doesn't really. I guess it doesn't bother me that much anymore.
It just adds a depth to it. I don't know.
It does.
The thing about live miking drums is almost nobody does it anymore.
No,
almost nobody. Everything you listen to come out, dude. Everything I hear, every one of them is a canned drum. Even if they sample your live kit, it's a sample of your live kit.
Yeah,
and it's just a clean snare hit, and they sample it in and they blend it. Don't get me wrong. The software today is incredible to make it. You can make it sound like it's a real live kit.
Yeah.
But it's fake because you're never going to not get that crossbleed on every microphone on your drum kit. Dude, when I listen to old, and it's not often, when I listen to old Soundgarden records, Matt Cameron was an amazing drummer. I'm just blown away by how great it sounds, and yet it sounds completely different than all records sound today because everyone's using the canned drums.
The canned drums, like...
or triggered or whatever it is.
Triggered.
It's not a live recording.
What's the word I'm looking for? Fuck. The megahertz. They turn the megahertz. Everything's louder.
Well, that's a megahertz is like a wavelength. That's
right. What is the thing that deals with being loud?
The decibel level?
Yes.
Yeah.
They like.
Well, everything's super compressed. Each individual item is super compressed, and they layer in multiple. You know, I know that like I've heard that when Dr. Dre produces stuff for his kick and his snare. For whatever he's doing, he's got like 6 of each layered in because it adds like a ton of. It's not just like, and it's different when it's. See, we're still going on about this. He is using a sample when he's layering in 6 different samples. Even if each one of those samples, if each sample is the same, it's only going to boost the output volume. But if each sample is say a different snare. If each one's like, this is a Kent and this is a DW and this is whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the same hit, the same length, same velocity, and they're able to blend that together. It sounds like a completely different animal.
Yes.
But it sounds huge. And when when you're like doubling guitars or doubling drums and stuff, it's a little bit different. But when you're doing that production level like that, you can do that to where you can create different tones and layer in extra stuff, and just everything just stands out, and the drums are just flat and in your face, and everything's exactly the same, and there's no dynamic range in recordings anymore.
No.
There's no dynamics whatsoever. Everything is 110% slamming on zero. And
that's what I mean. Like when
there's no room to breathe.
But it's also loud. Like if you listen to like an old Beatles record, even like the turn of technology, like even like let's for instance. Third Eye Blind and
sure,
like that. What is what that name? That record name?
I know it's the big one they had. I don't remember
that. Like those records sound really good.
Yeah,
and they weren't so fucking loud, and now everything is so loud in your headphones and everything. It's just so weird.
I think Steve has talked about it before with me a bunch of times. It's called the mastering wars, where each producer was trying to master everything to be louder than the last guy's thing, so it was the thing that got your attention more. It's like when you're watching TV, which I don't do anymore, and then a commercial comes on all of a sudden, and it's like 10 times louder or twice as loud as the original source of the show, or like especially when you're watching football. If you're watching sports. If you have if you have like a football game on and then a commercial comes on, the commercials are always so much louder than the feed for the game.
Wow, that's nuts.
And it's because they do a super high compression rate and they slam it on 0 and they push it hard so that it gets your attention. But all it ends up doing is annoying you, and then you turn your fucking TV down and you wait till the game comes back on, you turn the TV back up.
But it's just so funny, like, because they used to like fucking wear like lab coats and shit in the studio, and like, have you ever seen that? Like,
no.
They're doing like Beatles records, and these scientists are wearing like those white lab coats.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They have like, you didn't, dude. That's what I mean. Like, recording was like a science.
I mean, it still is. It's just people can wear jeans and a t-shirt now.
Yeah, but they thought like shit was gonna explode, and they had protective goggles on.
Well, maybe it was because you're talking about glass tubes and transistors and stuff.
Yeah, it was cool as shit though. But
I sound like an asshole. A transistor is never mind. It's a thing that's less likely to explode than a glass tube, which would damage your face pretty badly.
Yeah.
If anyone's screaming at the podcast right now, I'm with you. I scream at me as well.
That's pretty funny.
All right, completely separate topic, and I think we can yeah, we're coming up on an hour.
We're good. Keep going. That's okay if we go
that first 20 is all just BS. So I love listening to and watching Your Mom's House podcast with Christina Przitsky and Tom Segura. They're two of my favorite comics. And they often do a segment called "Would You Rather."
Oh,
I did one with you that I took from them the other week, and I'm trying to figure out how I can segue this into that. So I remember once when I was younger, I was probably like 12, 13 years old, and TMI alert, I was constipated. Right? I'm on the toilet trying to shit, super uncomfortable. And I remember vividly saying, like, I would never do X again, or I would do Y for the rest of my life if right now I could shit all the shits I was ever going to shit for the rest of my life and never have to shit again.
How long ago was this?
Like I said, I was like 12, 13 years old.
Okay.
So it was like forever ago. Mm-hmm. It was like a long time ago. And I remember that being the thing. So what I wanted to, how I can't figure out how I want to pose this to you. It was something, I had something in my mind for a minute. It's really dumb, but it's gross. It's like, would you rather shit every hour on the hour for the rest of your life and have that be a burden that you always had to deal with, or only be able to piss out of your mouth?
Every hour?
You would jump off a building. It was his answer last time.
Let me think about this.
And I know this is gross, guys. It's fine. It's toilet humor. That's exactly what it is. By the way, I got a new toilet seat too. No more duct tape for me. Now I'm moving on up in the world. I'm not going to break one this year. 2019. New year.
Son of a
new
bitch.
Toilet seat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would you rather shit every hour on the hour for the rest of your life, or only be able to piss out of your mouth?
Well, I throw up a lot. Well, I don't throw up a lot. Like, I'm sick.
Yeah, Tom's anorexic. That's why he's so cut.
No, I'm not anorexic.
No, this kid eats more than I do.
I cannot fucking gain weight.
He eats donuts like it's his job.
But I'm still really conflicted about this answer, though. I don't know. Every hour? Is it like a crazy, like, oh my God, or is it like, oh, I have to use the restroom?
It's a constant, like, like you could set your watch to it. Oh, I got to shit. And you go and you take a whatever. And depending upon your diet, right? So if you eat well and you get good fiber and stuff, it's just it's like a 4 or 5 on the scale. Just comes right out. You're good to go. Single wipe and you're clean. If you eat like garbage and you drink a lot of booze and stuff, you're just spraying the bowl.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Or only be able to piss out of your mouth.
I don't know.
Because I think about it this way. If you can only piss out of your mouth, at the very least, you can go, hey, I have to go to the bathroom. And then you always have to go to a stall. And then you just open your mouth over the bowl, you piss. I don't know, maybe you carry like a bottle of mouthwash with you and then you're good to go. And it doesn't mean that you're peeing every hour. It's just whenever you have to urinate.
Yeah, I know, but what if, like, I'm thinking about, like, well, what if I have to go both? And I'm like, then I'd have to...
That is, you know what? Well,
see,
yeah,
you can't...
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So, and this is they've approached this idea on Your Mom's House as well. How come whenever you sit, to go number 2, you always have to go number 1, but you don't always have to go number 2 when you go number 1? Pressure, right? It's all pressure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have to assume if you can only pee out of your mouth that your body's physiological setup is different and that maybe your bladder's in a different spot that didn't have the same pressure build on it.
Yeah.
So that perhaps you would almost never encounter having to shit and piss at the same time.
Oh my God.
Is this too much for everybody?
I don't know.
Is this blowing your mind right now?
We're just like super in depth. We're like, oh, you know what? I don't know if you could do both or not.
That's but you got to think about it too, though. It's just like, I don't know that you have to think about it, but I mean, the question's been posed and it's what we're here for. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know either. I think I'm okay with...
I think about this as a positive. Have you ever been in a spot, and I have, where you got to piss so bad that you're driving somewhere? Either you're driving or you're riding a shotgun and you got to pee so bad. You're on the bus and the bathroom's locked up or whatever, or you can't go, or somebody's in there or something, you got to go badly. If you're pissing out of your mouth, you put your head out the window.
It's like you're vomiting. Actually, you know what? I'd probably maybe have to do the out of the mouth thing.
It's just a thought. You got to play, weigh all the pros and cons.
I feel weird talking about it, but there was one time it was Bamboozle left, and
what does that mean? Bamboozle left.
There's Bamboozle, which is not really a thing anymore. Which happened in New Jersey. It was a big...
Okay, yeah, I know that.
And then there was Bamboozle Left, which happened in California.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they put us on as the very last band after Jack's Mannequin, and they always did shit like that to us. Like, we never wanted to go after these acts because they were fucking awesome.
You never wanted to follow them.
Yeah.
It's like following Eddie Murphy.
Dude, they tried to put us on after the band Mute Math. We're like, yeah, okay, no way. Have you ever heard of Mute Math?
I know who they are.
Oh my God, dude. That band was insane. You're like, yeah, we would have done a great job following these dudes. They had their own lights. They had their samples. They were so loud and perfect on a point. And then we would have walked on and be like, hey, guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they had their shit together.
Yeah.
It's like going out and following Coheed. It's like, yeah.
But we were going on, and I hadn't. The thing about having a bus is there's a lack of bathrooms,
right?
And I had to poop so bad, dude, and I was just there was like 20 minutes, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. We were at a college campus. I just walked into a fucking dorm room, and I was like, can I use your bathroom, guys? And they're like, oh, what? I was like, I will walk you backstage. I was like, you can stand on the stage right behind my drums. I was like, please just let me poop in your fucking bathroom. I was like, we have to play. I was like, we're about to play, and we had our TM with me, and he's laughing. So I go to the bathroom. I get in there. I'm like, there's no more toilet paper. So the whole thing is like, they ended up holding out for a few more minutes. We play like 2 minutes late because they're waiting for me to run. But that just reminded me, like, I think I would choose
to piss out your mouth.
Yeah, thinking about this now, like that was the worst, dude. I'll never forget that.
When Snapcase played the Mohawk closing show, when Mohawk Place closed before they reopened as Mohawk or whatever, when they closed down, I think they played the farewell show for them. I think that was the one this happened at, because I don't think it was the Snapcase reunion show that was there like the year earlier. My brother's really good friends with Tim, the drummer. They worked together at Williamsville. And so we watched the show. It was really great. I mean, the low energy crowd, because everyone's getting older. Everyone's even older now, but there was just way more energy at the ETID show that they played this past in December. Fucking great. I hope it happens again. I hope they play with them again this coming December. But we went up to talk to him afterwards just to say hi. Like, they're friends. Like, I know who Tim is. He probably knows who I am. But Gary and him are friends. They work together every day. So he goes over. He's like, hey, man. He goes in to give him a hug. He goes, no, man. He's like, what's up? He goes, I pissed my pants. He's like, what? He goes, I had to pee, and we're in the middle of the set, and I couldn't get up, so I pissed my pants while I was drumming. I was like, oh, shit. That's a real dude right there. That's a real motherfucker.
That's pretty funny.
They played over an hour, I think. And they weren't far into the set before he's like, shit, I gotta go pee. I can't leave. And if you remember how Mohawk was, it's tight. Like, you couldn't just get up and like, all right, I gotta run. And the bathroom's at the back. It's not even that It's big, but it's enough to like, this is a big
been
deal.
to the Mohawk Place in a minute.
You don't just break in the middle of your set so the drummer can go take a piss. So he pissed his pants.
The
his
show
shorts.
must go on.
Yeah, it was fucking hysterical.
It must go on.
Do you ever take a shit that felt amazing?
Yes.
I remember one specifically, and this is why I asked. It's on the. Sorry guys, talking about caca. It was a very particularly satisfying brown. I was at the Boulevard Mall back when people still went there, and I was waiting for some friends, I think. Yeah. And it was in the bathrooms over by the food court, which isn't even there anymore. It's a Dick's Sporting Goods now. Yeah, smart move, guys. Get rid of all the food that's in your fucking mall.
Put a sports spot.
Bunch of fucking idiots. Anyway, I just remember I had to go really badly. And that happens, whatever. You have to go badly. It doesn't always, it's just usually like, okay, it's a relief that you no longer have to. This was the most, I want to use the right word, uplifting and elating shit I've ever taken in my life. Like it almost sexually felt, I'm sorry everybody, this is really gross. It felt so good coming out. It's so relieving. It was almost euphoric.
Yeah.
You had that?
A few times. I mean, it's
a few times. You're a lucky man.
It's relieving. The only reason I say a few times, okay, I know this is gross and and stuff. And it's a bodily function, normal function. But when you tour and you have no fucking idea where there's a bathroom anywhere, and you are needing to use the restroom, and you're fucking running around, and like you'll run into a friend like, "Yo, where's the closest bathroom?" Like down the hall, make a left through the door, make a right again, and then you just run that way, and then you make a left, and you're like, "Oh,
that's too many turns."
So you're just looking for. I mean, so like, yeah, I've had quite a few of those, like just fucking searching, running around, and then there's like on Warped, he would be like, "Yo, where did you just come from?" He's like, "My secret bathroom." I was like, "Where? What are you talking about? Your secret bathroom?" And he's like, and it was one of those like mazes, and there it was. It was air conditioned, cleaned out, untouched in the middle of the day, at Warped bathroom.
Where? Like what city?
I was at a horse track. I don't know.
Wow. All right.
I was on a horse track.
Goes to show how much I fucking travel. Warped was at a horse track? Yeah, it happens all the time.
Oh, but it was underground and it was nice and cool. But I just remember being like, fuck yeah.
Just one of those Mecca moments, like, oh my God.
Because the day before you'd wake up at like 6 a.m, whatever, because you ate a bunch of shit food from the night before, so you have to use the bathroom, and there's only fucking porta potties, and they're already ran through from 900 other band people hanging around, and it's just like, fuck. And what's funny too is we had this inside joke standing in the line waiting for a porta potty. It was me and my buddy Chris, and we're standing there, and we had done a few shows, and we've done a tour with that band Circus Survive, and like we were kind of friends. Those dudes definitely took us under their wing. Like they were like, yeah, these kids are super fucking young, maybe you guys should stop making fun of them. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, like these they're children. Can you fucking
it was literally like that.
Can you fucking relax?
So they're all super fucking cool, and we've known them for a while now, and like we just hang out and whatever. So we're standing in line at a porta potty, and there's two of them. It's my buddy Chris and me, and some dude walks out that Chris has never seen before, and he's just like, oh. And then my Anthony, the dude from Circle, walks out. And I was like, "Oh, thank God, thank God!" And we both started laughing, like it was just like, because it was just that much better that it was somebody that I knew
that you were going in afterwards. Yeah.
I was like, and we burst out laughing because he was so pissed. He's like, "I've never fucking seen that dude before." We had been like, I don't know, like 4 weeks onto the run, and like people knew each other at that point.
Yeah,
it was just kind of, he's like, "I've never seen that fucking dude before."
I don't know who that fucking guy is. He's just a local dude. He's like friends with the guy.
He's walking in, and I looked at my porta potty, and I was like, wondering now at this point who this person is, and then it was Anthony, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So yeah, that is a Warped Tour for you.
Yeah, we played Warped Tour once. It was the Line 6 stage in Buffalo,
which is now I think called the Ernie Ball.
I think it was Line 6 Ernie Ball. I think it was both, because all the gear on stage, the amps were all Line 6 amps.
Yeah,
and then they had just like I don't know, like some kind of a decent. It was a decent kit. It had more stuff than most guys needed.
Yeah,
but that was like a couple of those. It was before Vetta's were out.
I have a funny story about that stage, but finish. I'm sorry.
But anyway, that's the only time we ever played. It was the biggest crowd we ever played to. It was a good response. It was fun. But
those turnouts on those stages are always cool. People like supporting local stuff.
Yeah.
It was always fun.
It was a neat experience. And it's like I got to say that I get to say, yeah, I played Warped Tour. Like we played on the local stage, bro.
Back in the very, very start, we won the Battle of the Bands to play Warped Tour, and then it was that Battle of the Bands on that stage, Journey Ball stage.
Yeah,
and we were all so fucking pumped to.
I don't remember how we got on that. Now that you say that, but anyway, go on.
Well, we play the show. We're all excited. It's Warped. It kind of solidified Cute for us, really, if you really think about it, because we won the battle. This crazy Battle of the Bands. We're on the Ernie Ball stage. We had a decent time slot. We're about to play. I click in. I start playing. The very, very first note with Fred Samato. He goes down to rock out, pulls his groin.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and can't walk, can't stand, can't do anything, but just sit down and play guitar. In pain.
He was playing guitar at that point?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And just in pain because he pulled his groin.
Yeah. Hey, guys, you got to stretch, man. Yeah. You got to warm up and stretch before you go out there.
Freddie Samato pulling groins and shit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I just have a couple like busted open hand things from like trying to do guitar tosses and then catching it weird, or just hitting the bridge of the guitar weird and like cutting my finger open and like getting blood everywhere. Nothing real cool.
I've fucking hit my face. I've hit my teeth
with a stick.
Yeah, the absolute worst is like you're playing and then I'll hit my ear. It is the worst pain in the world. It's just like,
well, yeah. I mean,
oh, it's the worst. And like I'll hit the back of my head and I'll hit my fingers on the rims sometimes. And like my fingers like just black and...
Maybe we need to go back to rudiments,
I kind of miss it. I miss it, sort of.
Need to go back to paradiddles and rudiments and shit.
Shit, I really do miss it. Fucking super glue on wounds.
Jesus.
Just like in the middle of it, like, on the Fall Out Boy tour. See, look, it still kind of happens now.
Tom was just real fucking warrior, bro.
My thumb, it won't heal. It started on the Fall Out Boy run in like 2008. It just ripped open.
Yeah.
And like we'd be playing, and all of a sudden there'd be blood everywhere, and it'd be hurt, and then we'd
like my hands get dry from washing and stuff, so they'll split open in the corners and get gross.
Super glue.
Yeah.
We'd just be no show.
That's what that new skin is. That
stuff stings though.
Well, because it has an antiseptic in it.
I don't like the stinging because the stinging kills all the white blood cells too, and like everything that your body is doing good.
If you put it on the first time, it's cool, but if you do it after the first 24 hours, you're just killing the natural bacteria in your hands that are supposed to be there to kill that shit. I don't know. When I sliced my finger open with that chef knife last year, that's like, it's still kind of funky up here.
Yeah. New skin.
They're like, you have 24 hours. No, it's 12. I think it's 12 hours to get stitches before it's too late to get stitches, they said.
Huh.
Because I went and saw like a...
just cut it open again and then stitch it back together.
I went to Immediate Care like a week later. They're like, yeah, just keep it clean and keep bandaging it. I said, no chance of stitches. Like, if it was in the first 12 hours, after that, they won't do them. I'm like, oh. And it's on the tip of my fucking finger. And
I can kind of see it. Well, whatever.
Yeah, you see how it's like a little weird? It's a little longer on the one side?
Yeah.
Because right there is where I sliced into it with a big chef knife.
Big deal.
Yeah, it just feels weird sometimes.
If you had the tip of it missing, like...
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
It just feels weird sometimes. There's like a weird, like, sometimes it hurts a little if I'm smacking on something.
Listen to the chef stories about people cutting their fingers. Like, I cut my finger right off. No!
Yeah.
No!
That's why I'm like, I try to be extra careful, and I wasn't. I was a dummy. I picked it up with my left hand and went to hand it to my right hand and went whoop, and just popped whoop, like a fucking idiot. All right, guys. Well, we've talked about a lot of stuff today. We've covered some good ground. We talked a good amount about poop, and I'm only partly sorry about that. I think it's funny. Poop is funny.
What to say?
Frank Reynolds.
Super good ass weekend. Positive podcast. Oh shit. Positive podcast.
Positive podcast.
I blame the woman I met the other day.
Positive podcast possibility. Don't blame, dude. It's not about blame.
No, she was awesome.
So, blame is usually has negative. So, I credit
her to me finally feeling good. I guess that's funny.
Do you want to give a proper shout out? You don't have to say any names, but
no,
you know who you are.
Yeah, she was awesome.
If you ever want to talk about podcasting, hit us up.
She does. Oh, they do at least.
Yeah, do it.
Her and her friend. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, I guess we could probably wrap it up for this week. We're going to try again, and I say, try to be on the schedule with things. We really want to make sure that we get this out each week, just because we really enjoy it. Tom and I see each other once a week, and this is what we end up doing.
And I, again, with the blame, I blame the weather.
Oh, no, definitely. It was the weather this week, for sure.
I just blame the weather in general. I just want it to be warm out.
Oh, no doubt, dude. It's got to get warm out soon. I can't handle this anymore. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything to myself, but I'm gonna be a real cranky bastard around most people, which doesn't help anybody. It's not very positive. And kindness, Gary V. Kindness is the key.
Everybody needs warm weather.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't mind going snowboarding.
I'm okay without snowboarding ever if I can be in warm weather.
Speaking of snowboarding, never mind.
All right, you can check out almost all the episodes are available for not for download, unfortunately. Only the 20 most recent are available for download. I'm going to be fixing that soon. But they all are available on the YouTube channel, except for last week and this week. But they will be available soon. But they're all available to at least listen to on YouTube. Only video version out there is the Christmas episode, which I recommend you go check out. It was fun. I'm wearing an Every Time I Die Christmas sweater.
And I'm frozen.
And he's frozen in one of the screens for the entirety. We're both wearing Santa hats. It's a good time.
It's cool.
It's throwback to a more festive time in life. A more festive time of year. When we were okay with it being a little cold out because there was something fun coming up. But other than that, everybody take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be good to one another because it's pretty much all we got. Did we just end the podcast?
Indeed we did.